What's up, everybody? It's Karma, also known as Jamie here. I haven't uploaded a video in a while. My Vegas has been messing up, but I fixed it. And I have a Sony versus Microsoft wrap-up video for you guys from E3. And in the background, I'm going to have the new TitanFall gameplay that came out at the E3 conference. I really thought it was cool, so without further ado, here's my E3 insider, Zach. You there? Zach?
Hello, everybody.
Microsoft and Sony just finished up their conferences, and for next gen, we're trying to figure out which one is better. First, let's talk prices. Xbox One was $4.99, I think. And how much was Sony's?
Sony had the PS4 at $399.
So, a difference of $100. Would you say that that's a major difference to you?
Yeah, I think it is. I think, even if Xbox has a slightly better console and everybody thinks they're very similar, is it $100 better? And I think it's going to be a big difference when it comes to sales.
So do you think Xbox made a bad mistake when they imported the Kinect into their system so that like eye is watching you all the time?
No, I don't think it's a huge thing. I mean, unless it costs a lot of what the $499 is, but a lot of their system also runs off of what the Kinect does.
And also the Xbox One said that they had to be turned on once every 24 hours.
Yeah, a lot of people were griping about this because, not everybody has great internet.
Well, what happens if I go on vacation and I can't turn it on once a day?
Well, then, I guess you can't use it then because it has to be turned on at least once every 24 hours for it to function. I'm not clear why it has to do that. Maybe an update or something, but I think that was a pretty big blunder.
So, you can't access it online or anything?
Nope, you can't play single player without checking in every 24 hours.
And if you don't check in, it just stops working?
You can still do the TV. You can watch TV with it and all that, but nothing to do with games.
So the PS4 can use used games? They announced that, right?
Yep, and that was a big thing when Microsoft revealed their console last month. Everybody was griping about that used game thing, and apparently Sony heard everybody because you can play used games. They have the same policy that they had with the PS3, all used games, and everybody loved it.
Yeah, good thing. Maybe GameStop won't go out of business.
Yeah.
No thanks to Microsoft.
Yep.
So now PlayStation 4 charges per month?
Yep, this is a new thing they're doing. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but they're making you have PlayStation Plus in order to play games online. You can still play single player without it, but everybody loves Xbox Live, and they think it's a much better service than the PlayStation Online. And maybe the $5 will go to creating a better infrastructure for Sony.
Yeah, so they'll have updates and stuff like that. Better service. Maybe they could end up buying out Xbox for Call of Duty DLCs and stuff like that.
Maybe down the road.
That's another downfall of PS4, though. They're not having that new game TitanFall.
Yeah, I think Microsoft came out and threw a pretty heavy first punch, showing all their big games. They have games like Dead Rising 3, Titanfall, Rise. It's just, I think they have the better games, but again, is it worth the extra $100 to pay for those?
Maybe. Titanfall looks pretty good.
But I mean, Sony's known for having a ton of good exclusives.
Ones I really don't care for, but... Anything else significant come out of the conference yesterday, Zach?
Microsoft came out and showed that they had Twitch yesterday, and I think that's going to be big with the streaming crowd because Sony has Ustream, and everybody uses Twitch. That's the major streaming program, so
Could people switch over to Ustream since it's going to be easier to use with PS4?
They could, but it's just it's a hassle. Everybody knows how to use Twitch, and it's the main thing. So I think Microsoft won by getting to Twitch first.
So, which side are you leaning towards after the conferences yesterday?
Even with Microsoft's games, I'm still leaning towards Sony. I like the $3.99 price point, and it's not always online, which is good because my internet's not very good. So I think Sony did a great job with their price. I think that's going to be the major factor in this.
Well, I think I'm about 80% in the PS4. Probably because I was thinking of getting Xbox One when I first saw the Titanfall, but because I don't know, that game looks really interesting to me, as you guys can tell in the background. I have it playing, but I don't know, I wanted Xbox One when I first saw everything come out, and now that it's $100 difference, and they have that whole TV system and the Kinect, and you have to sign on it once every 24 hours, I just think they shot themselves in the foot with that. What's your final verdict on the consoles? Which next gen do you think will be better? Your perspective.
I think Sony's going to have a better console, and I think they'll actually win this console war because mostly the price point again. I mean, $100 is big, and nobody thought it was going to be that low, but
I did.
They apparently worked it out somehow.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good for Sony. Alright, well that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you want to follow Zach on Twitter, the link will be below. And have a great rest of the day. Bye.